From the moment you arrive, Desa Hay feels different. The sound of birds, the scent of incense, the warmth of the tropical sun. Everything invites you to slow down. Created by Kowaleski family, this place was born from a desire to live with purpose, harmony, and connection. Values you can feel in every corner of the property. My name is Elena Makova, and this is my podcast Through the Looking Glass, Bali, Hospitality and Beyond, where we explore the behind the scene of hospitality industry through the stories of its leaders. Hello everyone. Scott, Julia, thank you for having us here today and joining our podcast Through the Looking Glass.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure to talk with you and be in your property today. Julia, I was thinking a little bit about the story you told me last time about the three phases of self and the story behind the fontaine in your main area. And then it struck me that hospitality is actually a little bit like that as well. And we also have like three phases, the one what our guests seeing, and then the one is like internal operation, and another one, a true self, which no one actually see, but which is the story of the owners, which is quite often left untold. So this true self of your story, of your face behind the Desa Hay, what is the hospitality for you and how this story began?
Well, it began back in 2018. My son had been in Bali for a couple of years, and so he liked it so much. He said, "Mom and Dad, you got to come over and check it out." So we brought the whole family over for a month. We have three other children, and at that point we had one grandchild. And we spent a month in Bali. And at the end of the month, my son said, "Hey, you want to build a resort?" And we said, "Yeah, let's do it." I think being exposed to Bali, to the architecture, the artisans, the materials, the beautiful people. I mean, it really inspired us to create something. I mean, before that moment in time, never once thought about building a hotel. But because you can create something so beautiful here, that was the catalyst.
If you would describe the hospitality with one word for you, what would it be?
One word. Julia, do you have that word?
I would say it's an adventure.
And it just it's about creating, and it's more than one word, but about creating experience for the guests that leave them wanting for nothing, right? Because I mean, our background isn't hospitality; it's software engineering, but our whole experience in hospitality is staying in hotels. Like over the years, we've all stayed in many, many hotels, and we understand what delights us and what sort of diminishes the experience and irritates us. So when we're creating Desa Hay, we really wanted to focus on the things that delighted us and made sure we replicated those things and eliminate all of those things that were sort of irritants that took away from the overall experience.
Can you talk a little bit more about what delights you in hospitality, like when you're staying in the hotel, when you're choosing the hotel?
We like smaller hotels. We like completely seamless check-in experiences. Like at Desa Hay, you never wait at the front to be checked in. We take you straight to your room. We do the minimal paperwork just to get you settled, and then your adventure starts. Right? We're not gonna like make you sit at a reception desk for 20 minutes while we process paperwork, and that for me is kind of irritating. I've just flown 24 hours. I don't want to sit in this chair. As nice as you are across the desk, I just don't want to sit in the chair. And then we try to add things like welcome drinks. You go to a hotel and they'll serve you a welcome drink, and in most cases it's perfectly fine. But we made our welcome drink anything on the cocktail menu. So you can have a fruit juice, you can have prosecco, you can have an espresso martini, you can have anything you want. And I think that's something that the guests, that's something that delights them because it's really unexpected, right? And I think that's one of the things that, coming across things that just aren't expected. I mean, another example would be our pre-check-in email and survey. We ask you what your favorite music is. So when you enter your Jabu, your favorite music is already playing, right? So you're already feeling at home, and that's a really big part of it, is just feeling at home.
Do you think that's you running this business, Desa Hay, Munduk Cabins, as a family?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there is a lot of personal family touches also, but just reflection of your own family relationship, right? But doing the business, they quite often say that don't do it with your family and with your best friends.
Yeah, yes, that's actually very good advice. In most cases,
In the most cases,
that's
so
very good
you're
advice.
a very unique cases. Tell me a little bit about it. How is it to run the business together, and why you prefer this model, and how you? I think the most interesting thing is like how do you distribute the roles? Who's responsible of what, or you're just catching up wherever you're seeing the things are missing there.
Well, being with our family is very important to us. They're our favorite people. We love to travel with them. So doing a business with our son seemed easy to agree to. We are all very similar in our tastes and desires for delighting people and creating a beautiful product. So most of the time in creating Desa Hay, we are on the same page because we're very similar in our likes and dislikes and
Yeah, our values.
our values. Yeah.
But in the same way, we're completely different. Because I mean, my son Josh, super, like he's got a really good design eye. Like and the architecture, that's him. Like he wanted to have the North Sumatran roof styles that we have in the Jabus at Desa Hay, and so a lot of that creative stuff comes through Josh, right? Where Julia, she's our comptroller. Yeah, she makes sure that everything on the financial side is very good, and me, I mean, I love talking to the guests. So that sort of personal aspect of it, that's really my forte.
If the disagreements happen between, I know that's designer, detail-oriented mind sometimes can go absolutely viral. Julian, you're on the cost control part.
Yeah.
How you balance those things? Like who taking the final yes or no?
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think.
it just seemed to work.
Yeah,
Right.
like our values, like Julia was saying, our values and our tastes are all very similar. So there wasn't really any
Yeah.
question on spending money to do a good design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think our differences aren't us clashing, it's us building on it. So we work to very well together because we all have different ideas and different perspectives, but we have the same goal. I think that's what makes it work for our family.
Yeah, because if you can bring it, when we started this whole adventure, one of our basic tenets was to leave Bali better than we found it. Right. So a lot of things we do around sustainability, around our hiring a staff. It's all about making Bali better. So that part of it was really easy. And then some design points. Yeah, we don't always agree, but we can always come to agreement. I wouldn't say there's not one of us that has kind of the final say, right? We always come to a decision. Yeah.
The art of discussion.
Yeah.
Yes, really.
Yeah, it works really well.
Desa Hay, what does it mean?
Well, Desa in Bahasa Indonesia means village, and Hay, we back in Canada, we have a cabin on a lake, and that lake is called Hay Lake. So the Hay comes from the name of our lake in Canada, and Desa from Bali.
Desa is a village, right? As a building of a community and some sort of the atmosphere and the spirit, building with purpose, Right. What did you? Why originally? I got it a little bit already from your story that you personally would prefer the smaller hotels when you are traveling. But the decision to make also to build a small boutique hotel, where like how did you come to that? And last time you said it was also quite of important for you to hold the space. So not to build every inch of your land, but to create a spaciousness of the place, right? To create some space so the people feel alive. What is it about?
Well, we created something that we would love to have ourselves, or a place we'd like to stay. So everywhere we live, even at home, we have a cottage, and it's in nature. It's comfortable. You feel welcome there, and I think that's how that happens in Desa Hay and Munduk Cabins also is it's a place that we want to stay and share with our friends and family and now our guests.
Yeah. And the thing is, with sort of back to meeting the guests, when you have small properties like that, while we're here, I mean, it's not hard for me to meet all the guests. And I mean, our guests are amazing. They're wonderful people. They got great stories. I sometimes have to kind of step back because I want to talk too much. Yeah. But they're just such wonderful people, and we just keep, and I think Desa Hay, we've had guests from 63 different countries, so it's a very diverse experience of guests that's coming.
And it's a good experience for you, I guess, as well, to hear directly from your customers. What do they want? What do they feel here? Talking about the guests, what do you want? Like, if we could put it in this abstract things, but one feeling you would like the guests to take with them home when they're leaving the Desa Hay.
Well, I guess really it's about feeling they've been home, right? Because I mean, tell the story about Mandy and the guests returning.
Yes. Oh, so our server Mandy, she's been in hospitality for a long time, so she's met many people. And when a guest comes to Desa Hay, they approach her right away, especially if they know her. And she'll go, "Oh, hey, Mandy, I'm here." And she'll go, "Oh," and then she might forget their name. But they have such a connection, our staff and the people, like it's like coming home.
Yeah.
And even with our, our check-in and stuff, it's getting people to the room so they can relax, so they can have peace, that they feel comfortable and calm.
Yeah. Yeah, you see returning guests coming in and hugging the staff. So you really see the connection that's been created. Yeah, because I mean, when you're at Desa Hay, and if you're here for a period, it's the same people all the time, right? It's not like you get this massive staff that nobody knows your name. I mean, everybody knows you very personally, and the guests appreciate that.
Sound like a very precious connection.
Yes.
And to keep this very precious moment and to leave a part of your heart.
Yes.
Right, when you're leaving, there's a lot of small details, and you can feel how thoughtfully it was picked and put it in the places. In Desa Hay, I was staying in Munduk Cabins, and you can feel this attention, like a really precise attention to the very small things, to the books on the table, to the light, to the amenities in the shower. The storytelling and symbolism, you also mentioned that your son was choosing the houses from this Sumatran style. What does it mean for you? Like picking all of these details, how do you think they influence the guest stay?
Well, we're very pragmatic. So, I mean, we want our details not to confuse the experience, but to make the experience simpler and enhance it. You've seen our mini bar at Desa Hay, right? It's just it's I think it's very beautiful. It's very succinct. Like as part of the sustainability thing, we were looking at, just to talk about one detail, we're looking at the coffee maker, and there's an espresso pods very simple, make great coffee. But we couldn't deal with the pod, the waste of the pod. So we, I mean, just imagine we're brainstorming over a coffee. But anyway, so we're trying to figure out the best way to make a coffee. So we thought, well, let's do a French press, because French press, we like French press coffee. It's good. And then we're thinking about the experience of the guest, and they got, okay, so if we give them a little thing of coffee, and they got to put the coffee from here into the French press. Now the first thing the guest is going to wonder, how many scoops do I put in there, right? And so you sort of create this moment of anxiety, which we don't want to create, right? So then we thought, well, let's put it in the test tube, and let's put exactly the right amount of coffee. So all they have to do is take the lid off the test tube, pour it in, and then add the water, and they're done, right? A really sort of simple experience, simple procedure to make a good cup of coffee. And then it's just like we like to have like real milk in our coffee. So if you go to our mini bar fridge, you in Desa Hay or up in Munduk Cabins, there's a little fresh thing of milk, right? Not creamer, like not powdered creamer, but just nice fresh thing of milk. And those are things that we delight in. So that's why we've added them.
Basically making every step, like walking every step first by yourself. I thinking from the position, is it comfortable for me? Is it like, does it make me anxious, or does it make me delightful, right? And then continue with the development of the things.
Right. No.
We created a place where we would like to stay. So in turn, that's our hope and wish for our guests too, that they would enjoy the same things. And without the anxiety and all that, it makes their vacation much enjoyable.
Yeah. And I mean, and fortunately, the guests have agreed with us.
They so far so good.
Walking this experience step by yourself, it's a more longer and more complicated way, right? It's much more put the espresso machine and not to create the wheel again.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something what is fulfilling you. But also, I guess there is a lot of challenges on the way. Building a hotel, building a business from scratch in the new country, not having experience in hospitality completely. What challenges did you face?
Well, we tried to eliminate things we knew, the challenges of things we knew nothing about. Like, for instance, I mean, and we're from Canada, and we're really good at following rules. So, I mean, we hired lawyers and management accountants and all those appropriate people so that they could do the appropriate paperwork so that everything was done correctly. So I think that's the first challenge, because, I mean, when you're trying to lease land, or you're trying to get the proper permits for your hotel and for your water and for everything, right? That's way beyond us. So we made sure we had the right proper people in place to do that. And then I mean, another one of our sort of our principles was we only hire Indonesian people. So, you know, right from our GM all the way down. And I think that really helped, because, you know, when you've got a Indonesian GM, they understand the people, they understand the culture, and that's something that we don't know. I mean, the longer here, the more we understand, but we'll never totally understand them. And so it's really great to see right from the top, creating an environment that is good for the staff.
For you personally, this connection, as you're still quite a lot involved in operation, right? Of course, there is the operation team, there is a general manager, but I guess you are an unremovable part of this cycle too, right? Cultural differences, what was maybe hard for you, or maybe something what is opposite inspired you and make you another angle on how the things are done.
I think because we respect the people of Indonesia, and this is not our country, we're not coming in to try to change anything. So we rely on them to tell us how things go in Indonesia. And we're respectful of that. So we honor their religion, we honor their families. That's a very important part of our business. And we feel like they're family to us.
Yeah. So we make sure that, we're doing all the appropriate ceremonies, so that our staff feels very comfortable. And I mean, we enjoy participating in those as well. We don't always understand everything, but we do enjoy participating in them. Yeah.
Small luxury hotels, you are the part of the family too, right? What does it mean for the hotel become a part of that? It's not that many hotels in Bali, I think five or six. What does it mean for you from the business perspective? And again, there is some pillars, right? They're building as a community, as a culture of the place where the property is located, as a sustainability, right? What parts do you implement in your operation, and how is it working for you?
Well, the thing that attracted us to small luxury hotels was the fact that there's a very high standard, right? Like once a year, somebody shows up, a secret shopper,
Okay.
and stays in the hotel for a couple nights, and we get this. Oh, how many reports? It's got to be 20-page report, critiquing all the details of their hotel experience, and that's great feedback for us, because then we understand where we need to improve. But it's also important to us that being part of that brand, that they, people who go to SLH or part of it, when they book a hotel, they know they're getting a very good quality place. And I mean, they're a great organization, whether from the marketing perspective or just sort of helping, like with that report card, helping us along in that way. Yeah.
Hear the feedback. I think sometimes it's a grace in discuss, right? Like it's a very important, but sometimes it's painful, like to hear all the things you're still missing. How do you take in that?
Well, there's always things that will never change, right? Because we just totally agree with that point. Right? But then sometimes it's just really simple things we need to tweak. Maybe it's a communication thing that isn't happening quite as quickly as it should.
Yeah.
But yeah, we take it very seriously, and things that we can change, we do, and things that because we're very small, there may be certain points that we just don't adhere to, we'll never adhere to, because we don't have the size or maybe the amenities to be able to sort of connect on those things.
This is a constructive feedback, right? How
Yeah.
do you deal with not constructive feedback? Have you meet some negative reviews or anything like that from the guests? Because I know, like, even from my side, sometimes I know it's like when you're growing or creating something like this, you really feel about it like as your child.
Yeah. So you can, you feel very personal about it. I would say in general, the feedback is usually very good. Like, I'm being perfectly honest here. I cannot think of any sort of blatantly negative feedback that we've gotten that I went, like, this person's, whacked.
Yeah.
Right?
And we're good at discerning also, like feedback, is it like a personal choice or things like that? Because we can't make everything perfect for everyone on the earth, because we're all different.
Yeah.
So we're good at considering it and then saying, we'll think about it and then making our decision from there.
And sometimes it can be difficult because, when you're getting guests from 63 different countries, there can sometimes be language issues.
Yes.
Right? And sometimes we'll get reviews and we'll say, well, we don't even do it that way. But the guest was confused about how it works. So then we make sure that we make corrections so that that doesn't happen again, right? So that, if there is language issues, that we've sort of made it so that those are mitigated. Yeah, because I'd say that's probably where we've got the biggest trouble. Yeah,
and
but misunderstanding. Yeah.
I think this is the thing with the small hotels as well, because it's not a conventional tourism, right? And you're not selling your product to everyone. This is also precisely crafted for some certain type of the travelers and meeting their expectation, right? How about your travelers? Who are the people who staying in Desa Hay?
A lot of honeymooners. We get a lot of honeymooners. Our biggest markets are sort of UK, Australia, US, Europe. But it's always interesting because when we first opened Desa Hay, we'd have guests that would come and they wouldn't leave the room. They would just order in room service, and I mean, we're thinking, oh, we created this beautiful restaurant and pool area. They need to get out of their room and get into. But they were just enjoying it. I mean, you were in Jabba 5, right? I mean, it's just like this little oasis. And sometimes people just want to come, and they want to enjoy the room. They just want to enjoy
inviting, I think, the rooms.
Yes, and that's that was really something we didn't expect, but we were actually delighted that people could do that.
What I notice here and in Munduk Cabins the same is that there is this small nooks, with the chair in the corner, for example, or with the hammock, or with the small swings on the terrace, So there is a lot of these small things where you can actually very cozy with the blanket, So it's so inviting you to just sitting and cuddle there, and like read the books, turn on the light, and actually never leave.
No.
I won't leave.
Well,
It's been there a week.
and I think our restaurant is very good, and our bartenders make amazing cocktails. So I mean, you just order in room service and drink these amazing cocktails while you're lounging by your pool, or like say, laying in your hammock and just enjoying the swing.
Considering that the area also you're located in, and we talked about it last time already, that you're really coming in and you get completely disconnected from the outside world. Like, it's so quiet here.
Right. Yes. You don't really. Yeah. If we dropped you, blindfolded you, and dropped you into Desa Hay, and then took you out, you'd be shocked.
I would think if I'm in a U-boat, or something like that, but definitely not in the prairie land or like Changu,
Yeah.
So like, this is absolutely amazing. What is luxury for you?
Well, I mean, it goes back to a lot of those things where it's not wanting for anything and being delighted in all aspects of the experience, right? It even sort of having it before you even think you need it, right? Like our our rooms, we've got proper size TVs, and we got good sound systems, and Netflix is already on it, and so you don't have to be muddling around with your putting your account on the TV. It's already there, and I think those touches are important. And all your amenities, are the amenities we offer in the room. I mean, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything you'd want for, or you would need more than that. I mean, there's always something, but yeah.
Yeah, and even our method of communication, it's very easy for people. You get many comments. People think that your WhatsApp situation works perfectly because you make a request and you have an answer right away. You never have to sit on a line or go over to reception. You have it right at your fingertips.
Yeah, because we wanted to create a very, an asynchronous communications, right? I mean, the problem with the phone is you pick up the phone, you have to have somebody at the other end, and you're only talking to one person who may need to forward you to, well, once you arrive here and we put you in the WhatsApp group for your Jabu, when you text that WhatsApp group, it's going to everybody. So whether it's security, the bartender, the kitchen, reservations, concierge, general manager, everybody's getting that message, and so then the appropriate person can respond very quickly, right? You don't have to forward you to somebody else. And I think that really helps you. And that can also help in the language aspect of it too. Because, when you're sort of getting into the WhatsApp communication, it's nonverbal. I mean, you always miss something if it's nonverbal. But at least, if somebody is writing in a different language, you can translate it, right?
Yeah, and it's still very personal and still very human with the technology evolving, and the hospitality is very actively adapting all of this. How do you see the future of Desa Hay, Munduk Cabins, and yourself in this business in 5 years, 10 years?
We really enjoy where we're at right now. So we don't have any plans to
Replace people with the robots?
no, not to do any no expansions, not another hotel, because right now for us it's a lifestyle, and it's just a wonderful way to interact with all these different people, and it just doesn't, you build another hotel, well then that just sort of divides you, and then it becomes more of an issue. But right at this point we are very content.
Just to keep the consistency.
Yeah, just keep the consistency. And that's been a journey too, because you just, there's always improvements to be made. What is it, what is the third or second law of thermodynamics, that if it's not going forward, it's getting worse. So, you still have to pay a lot of attention. Just because you build it and it looks good right now, 6 months from now, unless you're putting the effort forth, it's not going to be made as good as you want. As you know, when you build in a place like Bali, in a tropical climate, the weather is just brutal on everything. So you have to be right on top of the maintenance and all of those sorts of things. But yeah, short of it is we're very happy at this point.
It's you can feel those places when the owners or founders, they are still emotionally connected and involved, because this is exactly what you say, that's sometimes you're building amazing product, but your attention moving to somewhere else, and the thing is, no matter what, you can have amazing people in the team, you can have amazing people in the management, but quite often the soul or essence of this the initial idea is getting lost, and then the places start to decline.
Right.
So this is like when you're putting your attention constantly, you keep this, like an essence, an atmosphere, a soul, something what you cannot see, but you definitely can feel it is there.
Yeah. And I think sort of a big part of our soul and our essence is sort of back to the sustainability, being community minded. We since even before Desa Hay was finished, we work with why don't you tell a story?
We have an orphanage called Chloe House that we sponsor all the children for their education. And before we were even finished building Desa Hay and having guests, we talked to the director of the orphanage, and we said, we want to do what you need. Like, we're not going to give you this money, say you only can spend it on an excursion or something. You tell us what you need. And he said, I want the children to have a good education so that they have a future. And so even before we had a single guest, we were paying their tuition. And then every year we have them come and have a pool party, and we close down the resort for a day, and they come and we feed them and they laugh and have fun.
Yeah.
And it's always a pleasure to see them, because we see them every year, and the same children are there, and there's 22 children at the orphanage, and they're fun.
Yeah, we're kind of watching them grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little Gracie, she was like this big, and now she's this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, we extend those same benefits to our staff. If they've got kids that are going to school, we'll pay the tuition for them, right? Because we think education is very, very important, right? and we want our staff. We want our staff and our staff's families to also benefit from Desa Hay. So we shut down both resorts every year for a week just to do maintenance and do staff activities. And part of the staff activities is always includes the whole family, right? So if we go whitewater canoeing in Cinnamon or whitewater rafting in Cinnamon, like the whole family can come, whoever they want to bring, right? Yeah.
How all of this experience with the community involvement, with the business part, shaped your as individually and as a family? Like, what did it add up?
I mean, we always kind of had those values. Yeah. So it's one of those things that it just helping is kind of part of our nature, and we've always wanted to, whether we were in Bali or back in Canada, wherever we are, it's important to give back. And like I said, when we started, one of our main tenets was leave Bali better than we found it. So we're not here to just sort of take, right? It's about sharing and caring and.
Thank you so much for this conversation. It's really fulfilling, I would say, and it's so great to hear your story and the vision behind that, because I think this is the part that is really, really important. And especially in our current situation in Bali, with all the developments, with all the things which is happening around, with the disturbance in the local community, and an expat community, in the business community. I think it's very important to hear the stories which actually fulfilling the land and the place itself. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.